Hello and welcome! Today we're diving into an incredibly comprehensive toolkit for educators and specialists, Special Learning CE Bundle 3. It's all built around one of the biggest, most important questions we face in our field. How do we actually guide a student from their very first day of school to their very first day on the job? It's a huge journey, so let's jump right in.
Okay, first things first, a quick but really important disclaimer. This breakdown was put together using proprietary, copyrighted content directly from Special Learning, so think of this as the highlight reel. If you want the full deep dive training package, and believe me, it's worth it, you'll definitely want to head over to their website.
So, let's circle back to that big question, because it's really the heart of everything. How do we, as professionals, support a student through their entire arc? From learning their ABCs in the classroom all the way to finding meaningful work as an adult. You know, it's a massive, winding road, and you absolutely can't just win it. You need a roadmap.
And that roadmap begins right here. Part 1, Foundations in the Classroom. This is all about building those core skills that everything else will be built upon later.
You know, before you can even think about teaching, you have to know your starting line. A really comprehensive assessment isn't just a nice idea, it's the absolute bedrock. It's how you figure out each student's unique starting point, their strengths, and where they need the most support.
And this is what I love about this approach. It is truly holistic. We're not just looking at academics in a vacuum. The assessment dives into everything: problem behaviors, social and play skills, communication, you name it. And why is that so important? Well, because a challenge in one area, say communication, is going to have a huge ripple effect on everything else, including academics. You have to see the whole child to build a plan that's actually going to work. Now, one of the most powerful strategies covered in this first part is something called errorless learning. The idea is so simple, but it's a total game changer. What if, at the very beginning of learning something new, a student never even had the chance to get it wrong? You provide immediate prompts so they succeed on the very first try. This isn't about making things easy, it's about building confidence, killing frustration before it can even start, and creating this positive history with learning. That momentum, that's just priceless.
Okay, part 2, ethical and effective intervention. So we've talked about what we need to teach. Now we're shifting gears to how we deliver that instruction, and this is where our professionalism and our ethics really come into play.
So, let's talk about a crucial concept called treatment integrity. Here's the deal. You could have the most scientifically sound, beautifully written, evidence-based plan on the planet, but if the people on the ground aren't doing it the way it was designed, it's just not going to work. High treatment integrity is the bridge between a great idea on paper and real results for a student.
And this chart right here shows you exactly why that bridge is so important. The research is just, wow. If you just train your staff and walk away, that plan is followed correctly less than half the time, 45%. But look what happens when you add in consistent weekly feedback. It shoots up to 90%. That is literally the difference between a plan that fails and a plan that succeeds. So the takeaway is crystal clear. Ongoing support and feedback for staff isn't just a bonus, it's absolutely non-negotiable.
This quote from Dr. John Bailey just hits so hard. It really captures the weight of the responsibility we take on. The moment you step into this field, you're not just doing a job, you're adopting a professional code of ethics. It's a serious commitment to our clients and their families.
And let's be real, that professional life is full of ethical minefields. The bundle really gets into the nitty-gritty of what practitioners face every day. You've got huge caseloads, supervision problems, billing issues, not to mention just staying on top of your own skills. Navigating all of this with integrity is a huge part of the job.
Part 3, planning the transition. Okay, so our students are growing up. As they move into their teens, our focus has to evolve with them. Now we're entering that really critical phase of planning for life after school.
I think Dr. Peter Gerhardt just nails it with this quote. If you don't know where you're going, any road will get you there. Without clear, meaningful, long-term goals, all our teaching, all our hard work can just end up being aimless. Transition planning is all about defining that destination so we can start paving the right road to get there.
So what does that destination actually look like? Well, it's about building a whole, well-rounded life. It means we're setting goals around things like meaningful work, but also community involvement, friendships, and independent living. And I have to say, I love that the source material specifically calls out happiness as a goal. It's such a powerful reminder that the ultimate outcome we're all working toward is a life of genuine fulfillment.
And here's the most important part. This is not a plan we create for the student. It's a plan we have to create with them. This whole process has to be a team effort. Student,
Parents, educators, and the students' own voice, their own dreams and preferences have to be the guiding star for everyone involved. Part 4. Pathways to Meaningful Work. This brings us to the final leg of the journey, turning all that planning and preparation into reality. This is where the rubber meets the road, focusing on the practical steps to a fulfilling career.
So, does all this work actually pay off? Let's start with a number that should give you a lot of hope. One study highlighted in the material found that when a comprehensive intervention model was used, employment levels increased by, get this, 78%. That isn't just wishful thinking, that is data-driven proof of what is possible.
So how do we achieve that? The secret is flexibility. There's no one-size-fits-all path to work. The models range from traditional competitive jobs to something called customized employment, where you literally shape a job around a person's unique strengths. Or supported employment with a job coach, or even helping someone launch their own small business. The whole philosophy is, don't try to cram a square peg into a round hole. Instead, find or build a job that perfectly fits the person.
And long-term success on the job is never just about being able to do the tasks. It's about creating an entire ecosystem of support. That means we're not just teaching them how to do the work, we're actively teaching them how to talk to their boss, how to build relationships with their coworkers, and crucially, how to advocate for themselves when they need help. We're setting up the entire environment for success.
So yeah, the journey from that first day of school to the first paycheck is long, it's winding, and it's really complex. A bundle like this serves as that essential roadmap, connecting all these critical points to make sure no one gets lost along the way.
In the end, it really all boils down to this, doesn't it? Our role is to provide the tools, to build the structure, and to offer the support. Their goal, the reason we do all of this, is for them to achieve their own independence, their own success, and to build a life that they find truly fulfilling. We're basically the architects of the scaffolding that lets them build their own future.
If this is the kind of journey you're on with your students, I really truly encourage you to check out the complete training bundle. It gives you the detailed step-by-step plan to put all of these powerful ideas into action. I want to leave you with one final question to think about. When you go back to your work, think about your students right now. What is the one single skill you could teach today that would make the biggest difference in their tomorrow? Thanks so much for watching.